yeah, the negative forces are always around. It's just a matter of like paying attention to them or not. You're not agreeing to them. You're better off not putting attention on them. They're going to be around, so you just put the attention on the real guides and on the new you, and then take with whatever comes. There's no guarantee for anything, but at least you're going the right direction. Tim, do you have anything on that?
Yeah, sure. About the stuff like the sleepwalking or the having nightmares, and as there's no coincidences, you wonder if it's like the crib death, cause and effect. Some of it may be from previous lives, things that were done, dastardly things, or the way it is at this time right now is that so many people on Earth are taking these unnatural drugs, artificial drugs, and that's like Lila was reading a little earlier. It allows some of those lower entities to pierce the person's aura and be in their awareness, I guess you'd call it, and the effects of how they can bother a person or something. We see that the world is getting into more and more drugs, and they're constantly creating new drugs, and a lot of people now, really a lot, are on these synthetic or artificial drugs that have effects that they're not aware of, or the doctors that prescribe them aren't aware of either, probably, most of them. There's so much.
Go ahead, Tim. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, in these words that we're trying to pay attention to and understand what they mean to each of us, there's so much being offered. That's where I'm coming to a point now. It's not just the reading of the words anymore. The idea to study, I think that's kind of like you have to try to find out what the words mean. That's like our discussion right now of what Lila's reading and what we're trying to understand what's being said and to share what's being said.
And these negative entities too, it's not really a confrontation. You're not having to like engage them in a fight or anything. You can step around them or do something that will offset it in another way. We're not about causing harm necessarily. There's ways to do it in a creative way where you can get these entities away from you. And yeah, if you're taking substances, you're actually asking for it. Certain things that you do or put your attention on, you're just asking for it. But if you're sincere and if your intent is with the real awareness, then there's no need for confrontation necessarily. Again, there's ways to do it without fight, which is like engaging. Then you become part of that. That you don't have to engage them, and you can just step around and do things that in a creative way that will help everybody, including the aggressor, because they want to wake up too. They're just like they don't know what to do, so they're using aggression. We're here to help everybody.
So I have drawn out here. It's easy to see how one becomes their own world of agreement in a world of manufactured goods. As I have said, the gods of man and their authoritative earthly representatives control the three lower levels of influential Maya. They have packaged everything to be neat and tidy for all those who want their support, not only for this time around, but for as many future lifetimes as possible. The mans and the gods are very aware of reincarnation. and karma, because they control the prison camps where this reality exists. With real guidance, the real guides connect a person to the sound light reality, which is the all is aliveness. Of this is not the is itself, but that which is the essence of and body of it. This is the whole idea and function of what Paul Twitchell called the rod of power, as I have renamed it the new wave. The really universal guides choose the person they have developed and taken on this position and the centralized reality of the all aliveness. It becomes installed in that person as a real light for this world, along with all the realms and universes up to the all is. As one becomes involved with the new you session, they will begin to have their real awareness opened to where they begin to see and experience the new man and the real universal guides. Those who were with Paul, Durwood, or even Gerald in the past do have their experiences, but as the new man enters the real position, is that the all, so that the all is can only be the now, the new now, and never what it was with those who either had the round of power or those who were caretakers and have stepped back from it. Paul Twitchell had the rod of power, and there has been no one since the new man in 2001, even though it has been there thought to be with the others. Revisor Tars is a officiator for the all is, and it is alone who decides who will stand in the real position, and not those who have been marketing. It's already set up. And whether a person sleeps or is awake with their physical senses, the real awareness continues as it always has. Here again is where real perception must take place before one can identify who they really are. As one sees themselves human only and thinks it to be so, this is only partly right, because the reality of life is not based upon thinking, belief, or faith of any kind, but that of being real. The real awareness can only be in reality, but must be shown how to perceive the position. Here again, free will is always involved. One must choose to become more aware and then proceed with doing so in a true and realistic manner. Just reading this written material is the first step, and one must wholeheartedly decide their own direction with life. Only they continually stay where they are. This is why no ritual, ceremony, baptism, holy scripture, belief, hope, or faith will resolve the perplexity of a personal position of one in relation to their real awareness. All written and verbal material can only be a reference and not the actuality. Some material is better than others, but for the most part, not usually. Some material is better than others, as I've said. And everything is found on earth is pretty useless unless those providing the knowledge are real. Here again is where the subconscious rules and not the real awareness in relation to the conscious mind or person, because all of us have been here many times before and seen and heard the same sermons from those who really know nothing about the true reality. Yet they continually imply that they do. The traditional contrived systems, which I refer to as the rep system, have been around for thousands of years and longer. So, with a lifetime, one has heard and acquired the knowledge of the invented systems. It's no wonder the masses continue to look to for themselves, to their sustenance. I would say everyone who has the right to do so, but it all leads nowhere, but into more emotional attachments of demise as the future continues to appear for each person involved. Does anyone have a few words? Because we are ready to wrap this up and say good night.
Oh, these are just references and ways of dividing, so that they're not like reality. So these are references for you to go off of, and hence to coin the way to something that you can experience for yourself and recognize for yourself. So these are kind of they're like any other words, but they're the best around right now, pointing us to what is real and what works. So, but again, they're just references to what does work. It's up to us to do something about it. And that's where we have to activate something within us to do something.
Good night to all of you. Let's end this with the new you.
New you.
Night all.
Good night. Happy dreams.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Tim.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lila.
Yeah. Thanks, Lila and Val. We'll see ya.